colleagues here on the panel certainly know the India and China markets very intimately, so I'm not sure how much I can add to that, but I will say this, from my time at the Commerce Department, China and India are both frustrating places to do business, I think goes without saying, but they're also critically important places to do business. And I think the reality of the demand for electricity in both those countries, the fact that greenhouse gas emissions will need to be addressed at some point in some way, and I think the clock is certainly ticking, and I think both countries, their governments are very aware of that, despite what their public posture may be in other forums. Nuclear plants are going to continue to be built in both countries, and I think the question is really going to be, are U.S. companies involved? Will they continue to be involved in China, and will they be able to actually get involved in India at some point soon? And I think that's a question that remains to be seen.
During the Cold War, we shared safety technology on nuclear weapons with the Soviets, insensitive TNT, switching, all sorts of things. When we made progress, we shared it immediately so there wouldn't be an accidental detonation, which of course is something that doesn't apply to new nuclear weapon states. But it was an indication of how critical our nuclear establishment and the Soviet nuclear establishment felt safety was. As we see a proliferation of reactors, nothing to do with weapons, but they're sometimes the same places, India, for example, China, one wonders to what extent this awareness, this deep cultural awareness of safety has penetrated. Because if we get a severe accident after Fukushima, especially a human-caused accident anywhere in the world, it's going to affect nuclear power everywhere in the world. In a sense, globalization has meant that those who are unemployed in China affect those who are unemployed in the US. Safety in China becomes a US concern as well as it becomes a French concern. And it behooves, I would think, everyone to lean on these new nuclear electric states to have the highest safety standards. And I'm not sure that culturally they're up to it or aware of this need.
Well, I think there's clearly there are